Hey guys, welcome to a new devlog, or I kind of want to start calling them just update videos because I'm not really making devlog, so to speak. But yeah, a lot of time has passed since my last video and I'm very sorry because I do not like editing videos or anything like that. So for that reason, there's been a bit of a gap between uploads. But I do want to make this video to kind of share with you guys what we have been up to. In terms of progression for Viking survival and kind of what we're working towards. And yeah, as you might have noticed, it's plural. I have been making Viking survival solo for like a long time, but after the beta, I realized that I need some help. So luckily, I have a developer now that's helping me, and we've been like talking a bit like where to take the game based on the beta test results that have been going on, which, by the way, if you've been beta testing the game, thank you so much for all the bug fixes and whatnot. It's been really helpful and very insightful. But yeah, with the new developer on the team, we've decided to move to Unreal Engine because recreating the functionality that I've made in Unity isn't necessarily that complex because, you know, I'm still a bit of a beginner of a programmer, so I didn't necessarily make too much complex systems. Plus, Unreal Engine comes with a lot of functionality already built in. So yeah, we've moved to Unreal Engine 5, which is going to open up a lot of cool possibilities for both art and probably programming as well. Mostly art because it has some really dope features. Yeah, and what I've been doing is I have just been making a lot of assets because fundamentally the game has changed a bit to make it more fun and also increase the replayability. Because in the game that I made in Unity, you basically had 3 difficulties and just one big area where you had to like survive for as many rounds as you could, which is fun, but you know, it might become boring after playing 3, 4, or 5 times because the location itself doesn't change. So the first change we've made is we're going to actually make rooms that will randomly be selected. That way every playthrough will be different. So as you guys can see in the background, I've made this huge asset library. They're not textured, although they do have textures. I'm currently working on like a really interesting material. Like here you see one, but that's just a default normal material. Kind of want to see if I can make something a bit more stylized that'll look cool. But with all these models, we'll be able to make quite some interesting rooms or levels that are then like connected to each other. When you're done with that room, you can then like go to the next one. And that'll kind of replace the round system that I've built. In principle, it's still the same. It's just allowing for a little bit more separation between each round, or in this case, room. On top of that, we're also going to be introducing boss fights. As for now, as it stands, we'll be doing that every 5th round. So you got 4 rounds of normal enemies, and then the 5th round will be like a boss of some sort. And that's going to be really cool. And our focus is also to make sure that you'll at least be able to play till like room 10 in a demo. Because that's very important for us, because like doing marketing for your game is super difficult as an indie studio. You don't have a lot of budget, but having a demo on your Steam page really helps with that. So that's kind of what we're working towards. Like we're just recreating the game, and we're like working really hard to get the demo out to allow us to do more social media marketing and approaching potential YouTubers or Twitch streamers and those kind of people who like their cool own channel and might want to try the game. So that's like for a more gameplay perspective. On top of that, if I just open up my Photoshop real quick because I'm doing some mock-ups. Something else that you're gonna be able to do is build up your axe. So you'll start with your axe like in the game as it is right now, but you're gonna be able to upgrade it, and you're gonna be able to do that in a few different ways. As you can see here, there's 3 cards with not too much amazing text, but basically how it works is you can either get 3 kinds of items, and currently you're looking at the most legendary ones, but you guys will see that it's kind of following the MMORPG kind of rarity system from great to legendary. But in this case, the left one, for example, is just a part of an axe, so you're kind of improving it. The middle one is the blueprint, so you need to know how to put it together. And then you also have some, I think the English word is regents, just basically some materials that you need to put in the mix to be able to put it together. So if you have all 3, so if you have like a certain axe of a certain rarity, you also have the corresponding items or pieces, I should say, and also the regents. Such a difficult word. I'm just gonna name collectibles for now. If you have all those 3, you're gonna be able to craft the actual axe, and the axes are gonna be really cool. They're all gonna have very unique abilities. At the moment, we're mostly looking towards like more elemental kind of axes, so fire, electricity, ice, all that cool stuff. And so yeah, you have like a wide range of axes, and then there's like certain families of axes. So you have like the electricity family, earth, ice family, and then you have like different kinds of rarities that you can collect. And based on how far you're able to get per room, the higher the chances of like getting the higher grade materials or components or blueprints, which is going to allow you to play the game over and over, but you're gonna have a unique experience all the time, and you're also gonna have like a certain goal. Because what we're also doing is we want to make sure that the bosses that you fight will have like a certain elemental theme to it as well. So if you enter a boss room and you're looking for an electric kind of component, and you see that the boss also has like some sort of elemental effect to it, then you know you're gonna be good. There's like a high chance of you getting that. Furthermore, I'm also just working on just some more generic panels, inventory. This is the screen that I've been working on today, which I think looks pretty close to what I want it to be. So this is where you would have to go if you want to actually craft the axe, which you may or may not be able to do during runs. We're not sure about that, but yeah, let's just say that, you know, you've died, unfortunately, but you've been able to collect a lot of awesome resources. Then you'd be able to go here and make the axe, assuming you have all the materials. And then here will pop up that shows if you've like entered a certain room, just something small. So yeah, I have a lot more done, but I just don't like video editing, so I'm just going to screen share as much as I can. Oh, by the way, I should not forget this. So basically in the beta, you only had one orc, which was this blue one over here, this guy. He's still there. He's the clawer, so he's using his claws. But as you can see, I've made 3 variants. And what they'll do is they'll have like an own class to them. And those who've been in the Discord since Bound Forest, since I've made that game, will know that we had plans to actually make orcs like this who had their own class. So the green one will be an archer, the red one will be like a swordsman, and the purple one will be a mage. And we think that this is going to completely blow the combat out of proportion and make it so much more interesting, because you're going to be introduced to, yeah, just very different dynamics of kinds of encounters. So like maybe you'll have to fight 20 crawlers, maybe you have to fight 5 mages or something like that. Or maybe something that we're also working on is if there's like, for example, crawlers nearby a mage, then the crawlers get a certain effect. So it might be beneficial to first first try to kill the mage, because then the crawlers get a little weaker, a little easier to defeat. And then over here, we got this guy. He looks a little weird right now because he's laying flat, but basically he is just coming out of the ground like a worm, and he can shoot certain projectiles out of his mouth. And once again, it's going to be depending on what kind of element the boss is. And luckily, I'm trying to design them in such a way that they can be any kind of element. So yeah, if you're in the Discord, you've seen this guy being animated and looking really cool. So if you haven't joined the Discord, I'd highly recommend you to do so. And I'm sure the link will be in the description. So I think the video is getting quite long already. So thank you so much for watching. Let's have a final look at all the assets that I've made. It was so much work, by the way, guys. Holy moly. Like it's actually crazy how much time goes into making your own custom assets. Like I understand why some people just buy them, because it's so much work. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to wishlist the game as well on Steam. Would be really appreciate it. And see you guys in the next update video. Bye bye.